You know that feeling, right? You're trying to log into a game or just check a website and poof, it's just gone, unreachable. Now, sometimes that's just a server glitch, but a lot of the time it's something way more deliberate. It's like a digital siege. So today, let's pull back the curtain on these massive, powerful disruptions.
Yep, that exact moment of frustration is often the whole point of a cyber attack. It's designed specifically to sow chaos. And today, we're diving deep into the overwhelming force that can knock even the biggest names on the internet completely offline: denial of service attacks.
Here's the plan. We're going to start with the basics, just a lone attacker causing trouble. Then we'll scale it up to a full-on global zombie army. After that, we'll peek at their playbook, understand the real damage they cause, and finally, look at how we can build a digital fortress to fight back.
Okay, so let's get right into it. We have to start with the original concept, where this whole idea began. Long before you had these huge armies of hacked computers, it was all about one attacker causing one very big problem.
So, a denial of service attack, or a DoS attack, is super simple to picture. Imagine one person decides to completely jam up a store's phone line. They just keep calling and calling and calling from their one phone. No other customers can get through, right? Because the line is always busy? Well, in the digital world, it's the exact same thing. An attacker uses one computer to flood a server with so many requests that it just gets totally overwhelmed and can't help any real visitors. But what if that one person could suddenly make thousands of phones call that store all at the exact same time? Well, that's where things get a whole lot scarier. And this is where we meet the zombie army.
This is a distributed denial of service attack, or DDoS. And it multiplies the power like you wouldn't believe. The attacker isn't using their own computer anymore. Instead, they're using a whole network of devices they've secretly infected with malware. We're talking laptops, webcams, even smart fridges. This network of zombie computers is called a botnet, and the attacker can command all of them to unleash this unbelievable flood of traffic from all over the world at once.
And this right here, this is the absolute crucial difference. A DOS attack comes from one place, so it's actually pretty easy to spot. You just find that one address and block it. Simple. But a DDoS attack, it's coming from everywhere all at once. Trying to block thousands of different IP addresses is like a hopeless game of digital whack-a-mole. It's just so much more powerful and incredibly hard to defend against.
So, okay, we get the what, but let's dig into the how. What does an attacker's playbook actually look like when they decide to launch one of these campaigns? It's a brutally simple, but super effective, four-step process. First, the attacker picks a target. Second, they hit go and command their botnet to send a massive wave of fake traffic. Third, the target's resources, its bandwidth, its CPU, everything, are completely exhausted trying to handle this flood. And the final result? Well, legitimate users, like you and me, get denied access. The system is officially down.
Now, not all attacks are created equal. Some are just a digital fire hose. That's a volume-based attack. The whole goal is to just clog up the internet pipes with so much traffic that nothing else can get through. Others are a little more clever. They exploit the very rules of how the internet communicates. Those are protocol-based attacks. And then some get really specific and target the application itself, sending what look like real requests but are actually designed to make the service crash.
This isn't just a technical problem for some IT department to solve. When these attacks succeed, the internet actually breaks for real people, and it has very, very real consequences. Let's take a look at the damage.
So, the immediate impact is obvious, right? The service just goes dark. But underneath that, you've got massive financial loss, a huge blow to a company's reputation, and productivity just grinds to a halt. But sometimes, and this is the scary part, the DDoS attack is just a smokescreen. It's a loud, messy distraction designed to pull the security team's attention over here while the attackers are over there doing something way worse, like stealing all your data.
And make no mistake about this. This isn't just about your favorite online store being down for an hour. The threat goes so much deeper than that.
I mean, just think about the danger here for a second. A hospital's network gets knocked offline, and suddenly doctors can't access patient records. A bank's online services get completely crippled. Government websites, things we rely on, just disappear. DDoS attacks are a direct threat to our most critical infrastructure.
All right, enough of the doom and gloom. I know. We've seen the problem, we've seen how bad it can be, so now let's talk about the solution. How do we fight back? How do we build a digital fortress that can actually withstand these storms?
So here's the thing. There's no single magic bullet.
Protection is all about layers. It starts with basics, like firewalls and smart traffic handling. Things like rate limiting, which is basically just putting a cap on how many requests can come from any one place at a time. Then it relies on huge cloud services that are built to absorb this kind of attack traffic. And of course, it requires constant monitoring to spot an attack the second it starts.
So what happens when you're actually under fire? Well, there's an emergency plan. First, you have to figure out what kind of attack it is. Then you start filtering out all the bad traffic. This usually means rerouting everything through what are called scrubbing centers. Think of them like a digital car wash for your data. Or using a content delivery network, which is a big global network of servers that can help take the heat. And finally, you get on the phone with your internet service provider to get help further up the line.
But really, the best way to survive a fight is to just avoid it in the first place. Prevention is everything. And this means basic digital hygiene, like keeping your software updated. It means smart network design, so you don't have one single weak spot. And maybe most importantly, it means having professional anti-DDoS services in place before you become a target.
So look, if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. A single DoS attacker, that's a problem, sure. It's a nuisance that can be dealt with. But a DDoS botnet, that coordinated army of thousands of devices, that's not a nuisance. That's a weapon, a powerful one, capable of causing massive, widespread disruption.
And that really leads us to the final big question. As these botnets get bigger and the attacks get smarter, our defenses have to evolve just as fast. It's this constant, high-stakes digital arms race. So I'll leave you with this. Who do you think is winning? The attackers who keep finding new ways to break things, or the defenders who are busy building stronger and stronger walls?